Ever feel like life just keeps throwing punches? Like every time you try to move forward, a new wall pops up in your path. What if I told you that those walls, those obstacles, are not there to stop you, but to show you the way forward? This is the core idea behind Ryan Holiday's incredible book, The Obstacle is the Way, and it's a concept that has literally changed millions of lives, including mine. Holiday didn't invent this idea. He's channeling the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. These guys lived through plagues, wars, and political turmoil, yet they found a way to not just endure, but to thrive. Their secret? They treated every obstacle as an opportunity to practice virtue, to get stronger, to become wiser. The book is built around a simple three-part framework for dealing with any problem you face: perception, action, and will. Let's break down what each of these means. First up is perception. This is all about how you see the things that happen to you. Two people can face the exact same problem, say, losing a job. One person sees it as a catastrophe, the end of the world. The other sees it as a chance to finally pursue a passion or to find a better, more fulfilling career. The event itself isn't good or bad. It's our perception, our judgment, that makes it so. Holiday argues that we have the power to control our perceptions. We can choose not to be rattled, not to panic. We can choose to see things objectively for what they are, without adding a layer of negative emotion. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been." This is about emotional discipline. It is about stripping away the story we tell ourselves about how terrible things are and just looking at the facts. So, when you hit a roadblock, the first step is to take a breath. Stay calm. Ask yourself, what is really happening here? What are the facts separate from my fear or anger? Can I see this situation from a different angle? Maybe this setback is actually a hidden blessing, a course correction you didn't know you needed. By controlling your perception, you take the obstacle's power away and give it back to yourself. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start becoming the architect of your response. Once you've adjusted your perception, it's time for the second step: action. It's not enough to just think differently, you have to do something. But this isn't about blind, frantic action. It's about deliberate, strategic, and persistent effort. Holiday emphasizes that when you're faced with a big, scary obstacle, you shouldn't try to knock it down all at once. You break it down. You find a weak point. You go around it, under it, or through it, piece by piece. Think of it like a puzzle. You don't solve it by staring at the whole picture. You find one piece that fits, then another and another. Action is about being creative and resourceful. If the front door is locked, you check the windows. If the windows are barred, you look for a back door. If there's no back door, maybe you can climb the wall. The point is to keep moving, to keep trying different approaches. Failure is just data. It tells you what doesn't work so you can try something else. This requires energy, persistence, and a bias towards action. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis, endlessly planning without ever doing. Start with the smallest possible step you can take right now. That first step builds momentum, and that momentum is what will carry you through the entire process. Remember, you can't steer a parked car. You have to get moving. Every great achievement in history was the result of someone taking that first, decisive action in the face of a challenge. So you've managed your perception, and you're taking disciplined action. But what happens when things don't go your way? What happens when your actions fail? When you get tired? When you feel like giving up? This brings us to the third and final part of the framework: will. Will is your inner strength, your resilience, your resolve. It's the part of you that accepts that some things are outside of your control. You can control your perceptions and your actions, but you can't control the outcome. You can't control other people, the weather, or the economy. The Stoics called this the art of acquiescence, the wisdom to accept what we cannot change. This isn't about being passive or giving up. It's about conserving your energy for what you can control. It's about understanding that the world doesn't owe you anything. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, you will fail. Sometimes life will be unfair. Will is what allows you to endure that. It's the fortitude to get back up after you've been knocked down, time and time again. Holiday tells stories of figures like Thomas Edison, who famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't see them as failures, he saw them as steps on the path to success. That's will in action. It's the understanding that the process itself is a victory. Every attempt, every effort, makes you stronger and more resilient, regardless of the outcome. It's building an inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that cannot be broken by external events. So when things get tough, you have this deep reserve of strength to draw upon. So let's put it all together. When you face an obstacle, first, you control your perception. You see it for what it is, without panic or despair. You find the opportunity within the crisis. Second, you take disciplined action. You break the problem down, you are persistent, and you keep moving forward, one step at a time. And third, you cultivate your will. You accept the things you cannot change, you endure setbacks with grace, and you build an unbreakable inner resolve. This isn't just a philosophy for emperors or presidents, it's a practical guide for everyday life. Stuck in a dead-end job? That's an obstacle. Use it as an opportunity to learn new skills or start a side hustle. Dealing with a difficult relationship? That's an obstacle. Use it as a chance to practice patience, communication, and empathy. Facing a health issue? That's an obstacle. Use it to build discipline, appreciate your body, and focus on what truly matters. The obstacle in your path is not blocking the path. The obstacle is the path. Every challenge is a custom-made opportunity for you to grow. The universe is not conspiring against you. It's training you. It's giving you the exact challenges you need to become the person you are meant to be. If this idea resonates with you, I can't recommend The Obstacle is the Way enough. It's a short, powerful read packed with incredible stories and timeless wisdom that you can apply to your life immediately. It will change the way you look at every problem, every failure, and every challenge you ever face. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this summary helpful, give this video a like, and consider subscribing for more content that can help you live a better, stronger life. Let me know in the comments about an obstacle you've turned into an opportunity. See you in the next one.